Oh, hey guys, it's Andrew with Pride Moon Fitness here. Most people tend to notice, there's some obvious differences between men and women, but one of the big things that a lot of people tend to notice in the health and fitness world is that men and women tend to gain body fat not just at different rates, but in different locations. So this video is specifically going to be about women, some of the factors that will influence that, and what you can actually do about it. So stick around. So one thing I want to stress before we get into this is not all of these are inherently bad. Some of these are just a factor of where you're at in your life. Some of them are just inherently factors of being a woman. But the more of these that you have, the more difficulty you're likely to have when it comes to losing body fat and building muscle. So with that out the way, let's get into it. Okay, so this one is interesting because whether you're currently doing this or did do this in the past, it can still be having its effect on you. If you're taking hormonal birth control, and I'm not a doctor, so if you're taking this, talk with your doctor about it. Don't talk with me about it. But taking hormonal birth control can, because of the extra estrogen in your body, can create an increase of 1 to 3% body fat for you. And like I said, if you had taken it in the past and you aren't any longer, it's not this super quick fix where your body just goes back to normal. If you talk to anybody who was taking birth control at one point in time and isn't anymore, they all generally, depending how long they were taking it, will talk about how it wasn't just this sudden change, like, oh, I'm not taking it anymore and I don't feel like I'm taking it anymore. Sometimes it can be very harsh, but that is one of the factors that can affect your overall body fat percentage. Are you menopausal? Are you postmenopausal? Well, if the answer is yes to that, then you're also very likely taking some kind of hormone replacement therapy. And when your estrogen levels start to go down, when you go into menopause, you start gaining body fat in the prototypically male way, where it's going to be more around the midsection as opposed to the butt and thighs. So if that is happening, and then you start going on estrogen replacement, then what's going to happen is you'll start gaining body fat at the butt and thighs again, and this is where you more or less start having that fat all over look, where you've gained body fat at the waist, you've gained it around the belly, you've gained it at the hips, you're basically just gaining it everywhere. And finally, is your sister overweight? Is your mom overweight? Are any of your female close family members overweight? If so, genes play a huge factor in virtually every aspect of our life, but it's no different than, if you've got a lot of tall family members, you're going to be taller. If you've got a lot of overweight family members, you're likely going to be overweight. Now, I want to stress, this isn't the end-all be-all. There's tons of people with overweight family members who are perfectly, thin or athletic or whatever it may be. So that's not like, genes aren't destiny. You can still do a lot there. But with that said, let's kind of get into the tail end of how we can actually solve a lot of these. Again, I want to stress, these are cumulative things. The more of these that you have for you, the more likely you are to gain body fat easier and the harder that it's going to be to lose it. So this isn't just written and done. This isn't a guarantee. This is just generally how it's going to be for most people. But some of the things that you can do to get a little bit more control over your body and your hormones is sleeping. Making sure that you actually have a regular sleep schedule, making sure that you're actually sleeping through the night. This will have a massive impact on your overall health as well as your hormones. I have said this in a million of my videos, and I say it, I feel like every single day and every single time that I'm talking to clients, but if you're eating a lot of processed foods, if you're eating a lot of processed sugars, that's going to have a negative effect on your hormones. It's going to make you more likely to start storing body fat. Whereas if you're just simply doing, I say this all the time, if literally all you did was eat high quality, like grass-fed, grass-finished meats, or organic free range, depending on the meat, and non-starchy veggies, you are gonna be better than 95% of the people. You're gonna be healthier than 95% of people. That is, hands down, one of the biggest things you can do. For this next one, it is having a diet high in omega-3s. So, again, going female specific with this, I mean, it's good for everybody, but going female specific, they've actually shown that diets high in omega-3 fatty acids decrease the risks significantly when it comes to polycystic ovarian syndrome, which if you have talked to anybody who has it, you obviously will want to avoid. So this final one, a lot of you might go, well, that's easier said than done, but this is simply managing your stress. Stress fucks up your hormones so bad. It is so taxing and damaging on the body. So a lot of you might just think, well, my life is stressful. That's just how it is. But then I would tell you to consider this. Have you ever tried taking on a regular meditation practice? Have you ever just sat down and simply taken 10 deep breaths, focusing purely on your breath? Have you looked at the things that are actually stressing you and considered, can I take these out of my life? Is that realistic for me? And if so, why are you not doing it? But that's pretty much it. To kind of wrap this up, guys. There are gender specific things that will affect your weight gain and where you store and where you're storing body fat. But at the end of the day, there are best practices that apply to both men and women, and there are things that will apply to specifically men or women. But let me know if this helps. Let me know if any of these things really stuck out to you. And again, whenever it comes to any of this hormonal stuff that I talk about, don't just blindly take my advice. Talk with your doctor about it first. But I guess let's wrap this up, guys. My name's Andrew with Pride Movement Fitness. We'll see you later.